Robert Prentice. I'm a retired pediatrician from Cheyenne who practiced pediatrics for 50 years, 44 of which were here. I speak in opposition of Senate File 144, and I'm speaking from this as my role as a physician. I hope you enjoyed Endocrinology 101, by the way. I think it's wrong for the state of Wyoming to tell me what kind of patients I can see and treat. I'm very concerned about the legislature passing bills that dictate the practice of medicine and criminalizing treatments that are under otherwise approved therapies, whether it's transgender care, immunizations, or other procedures. Laws that say this or that is wrong frequently look mistaken with the passage of time. When we look at studies about all of this, I think we have to be careful that they aren't chosen by confirmation bias. It's a very confusing issue when you get into studies, for sure. I think it's wrong to punish physicians, nurses, pharmacists, and essentially insurance companies. I'm not sure that it's legal to deny parental rights and choices in healthcare. Enforcement of such laws might raise ethical issues and would ask people to rat on each other. If you want to say that the state dollars can't be used, that's one thing, but to broadly prohibit treatment is draconian to me, in the least, and extremely harmful to the careers of individuals who have gone into healthcare for the best of reasons and with whom there's only a difference of opinion, not science. We can't choose who we see or what conditions they have. I've never refused to see anyone for any problem. I mention this because I feel I held up my part of the bargain in going to medical school, training in pediatrics, using diagnostic and therapeutic skills to provide care. I didn't expect to have something like this proposed bill politically imposed on my ability to practice medicine, to say I can't help you. I hesitate to offer alterations to the bill lest you think I agree. I hope you would choose the least intrusive option or outrule the proposal altogether. I think putting pharmacists and insurance companies as arbiters of care isn't right. As you know, prescriptions are written not necessarily with the condition that they're given for on the prescription pad. Or somebody might make a charge and put in the wrong billing code, and an insurance company will say, well, you're not authorized to do that treatment XYZ. So I think we have to be very careful about all of that. You know, Jimmy Buffett has that line about tattoos as permanent solutions to a temporary problem. I think that applies to both sides on this issue. I don't think any of us want to make a permanent solution to something for which we don't even know what the solution is. First, we should do no harm, should have tolerance, compassion, and do the right thing. We want to do the right thing in medicine, legislation, and life. I just don't think this bill feels right. Thank you.
Thank you for your testimony. Next.
Mr. Chairman, members of the committee, my name is Raymond Redd and I represent Blue Cross Blue Shield of Wyoming. I'm joined by Heather O'Day, and there have been some questions about health insurance today, so ask and you shall receive. We're here. Blue Cross Blue Shield of Wyoming has 125,000 Wyoming members plus 85,000 additional members through national contracts. And I do want to be clear that today we're here to speak on the insurance provisions of this bill. I know that there are some sincere interests with respect to this bill on both sides, but we sell health insurance plans on the federally facilitated marketplace that are governed under the Patient Protection and Affordable Care Act, the ACA, which is a federal law.
Good morning, Mr. Chairman, members of the committee. Sheila Bush with the Wyoming Medical Society. I want to first just offer, I believe that all of this conversation comes from a place of good intent. I think everyone involved in all of the comments provided, no matter the side, everyone's trying to do the right thing for children. We just have a little different idea about how to get there sometimes. I'm here to represent physicians of the state of Wyoming and PAs. I wanted to offer that unfortunately this morning we're opposed to this bill, and I say unfortunately because just as the previous speaker said, I think had this conversation involved our medical community and involved physicians, the bill would look differently, and it could be something that we would all be here to support together. And that would be the prohibition on surgery and procedures specifically, without the rest of what is contained in this current bill. Instead, this bill was drafted in isolation from our medical community, and our physicians came forward as a little bit of a surprise and then caught us all in this position to try and have to address the bill as it's written and piece out parts that could have been places of compromise and then adamantly oppose others. Bills like this and conversations that don't involve our medical community or acknowledge their expertise, perspectives, and experience send a very chilling tone to Wyoming's physicians. As you all know, it's hard to recruit and retain physicians here in the state, and these conversations certainly don't help. I would say that this bill is founded or appears to be founded in a place of distrust, and I like to believe that we trust our physicians. The state invests a great deal of money, time, and energy training and bringing our physicians back. I think it's interesting, yesterday was WWAMI Day. You all got to see this year's class in both the House and Senate. These are individuals who are dedicating their lives and everything that they have to healing. They want to do the best. They're doing the very best that they can with the evidence available today, recognizing that medicine is dynamic. It is always changing. It's the expectation we have of medicine, is that it changes, grows, advances as we all learn more. This bill, as we see it, stops that. It stops any growing, any learning. It prohibits medicine from doing what we've asked of it, which is to take every situation and take every day and learn from that and do better tomorrow. This bill stops that, and we think that that's a problem. I would also offer just quickly before I conclude that some of the stories you've heard and some of the research you can do online to find some of these very tragic stories are heartbreaking, and I don't want to diminish any of that. I would also offer that those details very articulately account malpractice. And so we have laws right now to address malpractice. And I would encourage any of those people who are listening to really pursue that remedy available to them, because our physicians agree that if all of the details are accurate, that you sometimes hear about one counseling visit and the next was a surgery, that feels to be, maybe there's more to the story, possibly. And if not, that's certainly a really solid malpractice case. And so with that, I would close and just urge your opposition, but I would offer that the Medical Society is here. We've been here since 1903, and we would be happy to have this conversation and continue it. I understand there's deep interest in this and potentially the prohibition of surgery and procedures, and maybe in a future year with more at the table, and especially the families so intimately impacted, we could get to a really good place together.
Okay, thank you, Sheila. Senator, go ahead.